was a crazy scene at Southport Fieldhouse as many supporters of Donald Trump came out to see the president speak. National and local media descended upon the Fieldhouse. Some were heckled by Trump supporters. Vice President Mike Pence would speak first and introduce the president.
And I'm here today because we stand with all the great conservative leaders who've supported our agenda here in the Hoosier State, like Governor Eric Holcomb, Senator Todd Young, and two future congressmen, Jim Baird and a guy named Greg Pence. We need Indiana to vote to elect Mike Braun as your next United States Senator. With your continued support, with strong conservative leaders representing Indiana in Congress and at the state level, with Mike Braun in the Senate, President Donald Trump in the White House, and with God's help, I believe we will make Indiana safer and more prosperous than ever before.
The Democrats want to raise your taxes. They want to restore job-killing regulations. They want to shut down your steel mills, and that will happen. They want to take away your real health care and use socialism to turn America into Venezuela. Lovely place.
Trump had a surprise guest with an Indiana connection and invited him onto the stage.
Come to a place called Indiana, and a friend of mine who's also a great friend of Mike Pence calls me and said, "You're doing really well in Indiana. You're going to blow everyone away, but do you ever know a guy named Bobby Knight?" And I said, "Yeah, I mean, I don't know him, but he called me about a year ago, and he really wanted me to run." He said, "Well, if you could ever get Bobby Knight's endorsement, you would absolutely seal the great state of Indiana." Anyway, I call up Bobby Knight.
Oh, good.
Ding, ding, ding. He picks up. I go, "Bobby?" He says, "I've been waiting for you to call." And that was the beginning of a great romance. It really was. He is a tough cookie. And you know what? I just took out something. I said, look, we all know he's a great coach, but we don't even know how great a coach. Bobby Knight, as you know, he coached at a place called Indiana. I won't ask you how it's doing since he left. I won't. But it's going to do well. And I hear you have a very good coach. I do. I hear you have a very good coach now. Is that true? I hear you have a very good coach. But he coached the U.S. Olympic team in 1984, won the gold medal. He won 3 NCAA titles at a place called the University of Indiana. He was put in the Hall of Fame in 1991. Bobby Knight was the last coach to have an undefeated season. And that surprises me. That's surprising. And I asked Bobby, I just asked him, I said, why is that? How come you'd think with all, you have some of these teams, they're great, the guys leave as freshmen, they go, they play in the NBA, and they're great. Why? I said, no. You play so many games, 30, 32 games, you go in the playoffs. He said, if one guy has a little bit of a cold hand, you lose the game. Or if one guy has a hot hand for a good team, you could lose the game. You play a lot of games. Because that surprised me. The last coach to have an undefeated team. And by the way, I told Bobby, if you want Bobby, this has nothing to do with politics, but it's interesting because I think most of you people like sports and most of you people, you're Indiana, you like basketball. I said, if he wants, you can tell the Larry Bird story, because it's a great story. I like Larry Bird. I don't know if he likes me, but I don't really care. I think Larry Bird was a great basketball player. Do we agree? I think we agree. With me literally right from the beginning, and I'd like to ask the great Bobby Knight to come up. Thank you.
Go get 'em, Donald. One, two, go get 'em, Donald. Three, go get 'em, Donald.
President Trump would later invite Mike Braun, who is in a dead heat for senator with incumbent Senator Joe Donnelly.
If this man did not do what he did, my wife and family are right over there, but I'll never forget the night. I did turn the TV off at 2:15. I thought it might go later. Went to bed. I'd only get 5 to 6 hours of sleep. That's all I need. Not as good as the Prez here. I know he gets by on less. But I'll never forget getting up that next morning. And when I saw on the TV, President-elect Trump.
Some lucky Southport students were able to cover the event as members of the media.
How was it like covering this event here at Southport tonight?
It was really nothing like I had expected. When I was coming in, I thought that I was going to have a hard time finding a spot, and that would be just really hard to get pictures and things like that. But once I got here, I just saw that it was just so organized and so set up, and I actually really, really enjoyed it.
And so you hope to continue your career in journalism, like, or go into that in the future?
I'm definitely thinking about it. I'm a big dancer, so it's kind of my first thing, but journalism is definitely, I really love it.
And so what was it like covering this event with all the big media here, like CNN, Fox News, and all the local channels as a Southport High School student?
I was very intimidated. I was like, oh, they're just going to see me and they're going to think that I'm just a small little person. But really it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed the experience. It was great.
Anything else you'd like to add about tonight's event?
I'm just really thankful for the opportunity. A lot of our staff from the Journal are in Chicago at a convention right now, and so I was really lucky enough to be able to have the opportunity to be here.
And what was your favorite moment of the night?
Probably just having the opportunity to try and take all these cool pictures of like Donald Trump and Mike Pence and all those different people. I've never really had the experience of taking pictures, and so just trying to do it on such a big level was really, really fun.